Hello, hello. This is the ghost of the Drake's bathroom, and I'm just here to tell you that you need to like and subscribe to Antimatters, because if you don't, you'll get 7 years of bad luck.
Wait, are you in the bathroom or are you a ghost? 'Cause I feel like you mixed your messages.
Both.
Did you guys ever hear Moaning Myrtle?
I'm a ghost in a bathroom.
Oh, wow.
Like you died in the bathroom?
Yes.
Or is that just where you haunt?
Well, I died in the bathroom because I died of dysentery.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I pooped it all out, and then this is where I spend all my days now.
All right, well, good looking out, Ghost. Like us on Twitter and Facebook, @ShipNameDrake.
That's right.
And what was the other thing?
Rate us. Give us 5 stars.
Yes, reviews. That's what we need.
And leave a nice little review.
Review!
And at the end of the rainbow was another... But? What do I put here? Clive Real... You know what this is? Computer, get me Kane and Nathan. I gotta talk to them. Hey, guys.
Hello?
Hey.
Oh, yeah, we were standing right outside the door.
Well, okay, I guess that you also needed to use the Dreamatorium then.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here because you know that how I was trying to get a new job writing for Dreams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys keep giving me terrible ideas.
What?
So it's going horrible, and I really need your actual help here.
Wait, we're giving you bad ideas?
No, we're not.
Yeah, every idea you've given me has been just a ripoff of some movie.
No. Okay, so you want something new and fresh? Okay, so Kane, work with me here. Okay. So our hero is going to be named Brett Strongarm. Okay, and he's an ex-Navy SEAL, right?
Okay.
And he's been dropped in behind enemy lines to save everybody.
Sounds good. Good.
The bad guys are Russian, Koreans.
Yeah, Russians.
Russians. Okay, yeah, they could be Russians. And I mean, he's a one-man army, and he's just plowing.
This is Rambo. You're doing Rambo.
No, I said his name is
Brett.
Brett Strongarm.
You guys understand the thing I do, right? Where I watch a lot of movies and TV. I get what you're doing. You just ripped off Rambo.
No, it's completely different.
Kane,
I haven't seen this Rambo that you're talking about, but I mean, it sounded like a pretty. I mean, I like where he was going with it. I thought it had promise.
You called us in here for your help, and then you're just going to shoot down our idea?
you were the ones who did the damage to the ship. Now I'm trying to make money so we can get repairs, and this is what you give me. This is garbage.
Okay, what's in the past is in the past. And now it's not our fault that you don't have enough money to fix our mistakes. So
it is literally your fault.
So we're going to be the good guys here and help you figure out some stupid movie plot.
Kane, you're my best friend. Give me something. Come on, give me an idea. Come on, you're a walking computer. You've got a processor, the likes that the entire universe has never seen. You've got to come up with something creative, right?
Yeah. Okay. I think I got it. All right. So we have a hero, right? We have a hero, and he's really he comes from a noble background, right? We're gonna name him Jobin. Okay, so our hero's name is Jobin. He comes from a noble background, and he sees a lot of, and even though he's wealthy and well off, he sees that a lot of the people in his small community are, taken advantage of by the powerful, specifically, the rich. And so what he does is he sort of, he becomes a sort of brigand, and he steals from the powerful.
I'm sorry, is this Robin Hood?
Back.
Are you doing Robin Hood?
What? No, this is nothing like Robin Hood.
You said his name was Jobin.
Yeah, Jobin. That's a different story.
Really sounds like you're doing Robin Hood. He
Also,
steals from the rich and what he then gives to the poor is at the end of the statement there.
Well, yes, that was the next thing that I was going to say. But this one takes place in the future, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way different.
When you picture Robin Hood, what does he look like to you?
That guy from Men in Tights.
Okay, we're done with this.
Harry Ellis, that's his name.
Yeah.
If we had anybody else on the ship to help me, I would absolutely call them in here. But you're my only two options. And I can't write this myself. The computer just does snarky drops, and then what am I supposed to go to rat people? Zarxos hasn't been on the ship in weeks.
Oh, yeah. I miss him.
Yeah, what happened to
There's
that guy?
literally no one else on the ship who I could turn to for writing
There's
advice.
got to be somebody, right?
Hi.
Thinking.
Malik.
Hi.
Malik, not right now, Malik. We're trying to...
I've been here literally all day.
Oh, were
Hi.
you in here? I'm sorry.
Hi.
Oh, hey,
Go
Malik.
ahead.
Hey, Malik.
Hey, Isaac's trying to write this story. Do you know anyone we could talk to about
Yeah,
like,
we need
advice?
help finding someone who can help us write, but we don't have anybody else to...
I've literally written a whole script.
Oh, yeah?
Just sitting here next to you all day.
Yeah, I'm sure it's good. We'll put that up here on the fridge. But, all right, so we need it, guys. We got to double down on this. Maybe if we do, like, spoofs, instead of just, like as you guys have been doing, it's just pulling the absolute idea of something, we could do, like, an homage kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Omelet-
parodies.
Omelet du homage?
Fromage?
Oh,
Yes.
He wants to do a Dexter's Lab movie.
Yeah.
okay.
Do you guys not? Oh, you mean like a spoof, like a funny little...
Yeah, like
Yeah.
some things are in the vein, in the spirit of. We've talked about like Scary Movie being
Yeah.
obviously Scream, and it poked fun at like horror movies
Of
and
the
stuff.
genre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's what parody movies do, right? Is they poke fun at genre movies. So
Right.
we've got like scary movies, we've got teen movies, vampire movies, sci-fi movies, kung fu movies.
Yeah,
the list
yeah.
goes on and on.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think an example of that would be what, like, Galaxy Quest is like a...
Oh,
parody of,
Galaxy
like,
Quest.
Star-
Yeah.
or Star Trek, right?
Yes.
It's like a parody.
Well, kind of. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
all,
You're right.
all a sci-fi.
All of them. I think there's some Star Wars references in there too.
It's Star Wars?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know that scene where they're going through the hallway with like the clamps are going down and there's fire? Like that feels like super Star Warsy.
I would say all the weapons were kind of Star Wars too. They
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
There weren't no phasers. You know, it was like they were actually like lasers they were shooting.
Isn't that how they... when they do the space battle between Ceres and the Protector ship, don't they have sort of like phaser types?
No, they're shooting like beams, weren't they?
Yeah.
They're like laser beams.
A little.
I mean, I feel like Galaxy Quest is more of more Star Trek.
Yeah.
Because Spaceballs is the actual
Yeah,
Fair
parody
enough.
of Star
Fair enough.
Wars.
Yeah.
But but I like Galaxy Quest. It's fun because it's not so like over the top parody. You know what I mean? Because it's still like a funny movie on
You
its
can
own.
enjoy
Like,
it.
Yeah, you don't have to see Star Trek to really appreciate all the humor in it.
Agreed, yeah. And it was definitely one of the better done parodies. I did hear, and I always wanted to see the cut of Galaxy Quest when it was like a dirtier movie. Apparently it was like an R. It was like
Oh,
an
wow.
rated R movie.
Interesting.
And they had to keep cutting stuff and changing it around the dialogue and stuff to make it,
PG-13.
So we could have seen
yeah,
more
whatever
of
it was.
Sigourney Weaver's titties.
titties.
We already see most of them.
Yeah,
That's true.
but we could have seen more.
Oh, those even her real boobs, like, let's be honest.
I think it was a lot of push-up.
Yeah.
No, seriously, are you bullshitting or are you being serious?
No, I'm being serious. It had a higher, like a more adult rating at first. The way it was written and stuff, yeah.
Oh wow.
I wonder if you can buy like the
That's
DVD extended
really-
cut kind of thing.
That's really, yeah, like... It's like some director's cut version floating around the internet somewhere.
See, I don't
When
know.
we see Tim Allen's dong.
Well, they did-
thing.
The entire reason was they didn't cut it after the engineer starts making out with that tentacle monster girl.
That's it. It was just 10 minutes of that.
They just leave
Yeah.
that scene in to completion.
Yeah.
What's that
Speak
rule?
for yourself, computer.
Rule 43, is that it?
44,
Rule 44? Yeah.
if I were to guess.
Yeah, weird how quickly you jumped to that one.
I was just picking a random number. That's like the Scooby Doo movies. You know those that were made in like the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Like those apparently were like rated R too. Like they were supposed to be like super dirty,
Oh, wow.
and then
Oh,
they were
no.
like, nah, let's just butcher it and make it a kids movie.
No, listen, I hate that. I'm glad they did.
Oh yeah. Oh, I like that. I thought, well, because they would have been a whole lot more over the top with how high Shaggy was all the time and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like I don't know. I thought it would have been fun.
I liked like what they did with the new Scooby-Doo movies, because it felt like they were playing or making fun of the old ones, but still like honoring it. But if they had gone like too dirty, I think that would have been a step too far.
I can dig it. I don't know. I thought it would have been fun.
I hear you.
It's hard to do comedy. It's hard to do parody, but I'm with you a little bit, Malik, because I think when they do like the Robot Chicken brand of humor, I bring this up to you guys kind of a lot, but the Robot Chicken brand of humor is like, let me take somebody from your childhood and make it adult. And sometimes it's hilarious, and sometimes it just falls flat on its face. And I think it gets old, too, where it's like, I know what you're doing every week. You're trying to shock me by Kermit having sex with Miss Piggy or whatever. And it's like, maybe that would have been funny the first time. Yeah. But like every week, it's like...
Yeah, I get it,
but...
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget's got a dildo in his hand. We know.
Yeah. So...
I totally appreciate where you're coming from with this, because I feel like there's a certain thing about like parody where it seems like in order a lot of people, a lot of directors who, when they want to make fun of like a particular franchise, what they'll do is they'll just sort of like be as super hypercritical of it as possible, and it's just like it's almost like, to anyone who liked that franchise, it just feels like the director was just shitting all over it.
That's one of my questions. Like, who are parody movies made for? Is it actual fans, or is it at their expense?
Exactly. And sort of bring it back to Galaxy Quest, I feel like that was actually a really good, like, when I rewatched it, I was actually thinking, this is a really good... It really,
it's actually a good movie.
It really sort of threads that needle just right, where it is critical of the stuff that it is parodying, but it's also celebratory of those franchises as well, you know? And like, one of the things that I think it does is it basically talks about how like these franchises, like these science fiction things in particular, sort of really inspired like a generation of people to, you know, be great and do great things based on their sort of obsessive love of this product, you know, this
Galaxy Quest, first of all, their fans help them save the day, and they learn from the original story. Yeah, so Galaxy Quest really rides that right, because you make fun of the nerds and the cons and all of that, but ultimately they're right? They're the more altruistic.
I haven't learned a thing.
Yeah, I agree with you, Malik. The story tells you that these are actually like good people, and I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking like, it kind of communicates that they are heroic in that they take this quest and that they help these people and that they learn something. Whereas something that is kind of actually just like shitting on the IP wouldn't have your characters learn things. They wouldn't be heroic, you know.
Not another teen movie, scary movie, those kinds of
epic
things.
movie.
Yeah, they're just making fun of the genre, and they're not adding to it.
Mm-hmm. And like I feel like it's a really good example of like I hated Ready Player One. I just want to say that I really hated that movie.
We've definitely talked about that.
You woke us up at nights to tell us. We were all sleeping, and you came to us one by one.
Because it was trashy.
Shook us awake.
I had to let you know. The world needs to know.
No, it's
because
okay.
it was trashy fan service.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, pretty much like it seems like the messaging is like really muddled. And not only that, but it kind of... So, in Ready Player One, they kind of do this thing where they're trying to sort of celebrate and tell, you know, the audience, you know, oh, hey, you know, nerds, you know, wouldn't it be great if all this obsessive time that you spent on this pop culture thing
could get you a girlfriend?
Yeah, could do anything. Could, you know, like, this
Money,
would yield results.
It's more important than your real life.
Yeah, it's actually important. It you know, has value or whatever, right? And they try to validate people like that, right?
Yeah.
But they don't do it well. And, like, Galaxy Quest actually does, because, like, the actors have to come back, and then they need the nerds to help them navigate the ship and just sort of solve those problems.
Bring
and it's
them
like,
home.
Yeah, bring them home. All that stuff. And one of the things I really liked about it was that each one of the like the Justin Long character, Brandon, the main one, he didn't solve all the problems himself. He sort of like outsourced a lot of the sort of sub tasks to like the specialist friends he had. It became like this whole like group thing where it was like the entire community, their individual skills came together to like make this work, and that in a real way. It wasn't like it was actually helpful to everyone involved, not like damaging like it was in Ready Player One.
Sure.
You know? Like the way that they. The sort of messaging that's delivered in Ready Player One is actually harmful to the people who are in it, right? Like, basically the entire, like, the whole backdrop of Ready Player One is, like, the entire world is, like, going to shit. And, you know, the film kind of, like, says, like, oh, no, it's cool. You don't have to actually care about stuff as long as you're good at playing video games.
Well, but that's still kind of... I don't think that issue is touched in Galaxy Quest. I mean, Brandon's life outside of his obsession with the show isn't addressed.
Well,
I mean, it's still within that universe.
They touch it for a little bit. I feel like there's a moment when Brandon's talking to Alan.
Yep.
And he is apologizing because he's like, yeah, I know it's not real, because clearly this isn't the first time he's heard this. And so his hero just recently told him at a con this was all nonsense and he was a ridiculous nerd. And remember, they had the point about his mom saying, well, at least he's outside. Mm-hmm. We're getting some context into what and who Brandon is as this loser who sits inside all day, who thinks that maybe this is real even though it's not. But then all it does is it takes Tim Allen to say, it's all real. And then he loses his mind. He's like, I knew it!
Yeah.
And it changes. So we do get some sort of context, and it is benefit. You know, I think it's nice. It's just nice.
The thing is, I want to clarify. So, like I said before, I think that one of the things that Galaxy Quest, the way that it's positive is the fact that it's like all the people who are like inspired by, you know, the fans that are inspired by, you know, said franchise, whatever it is,
including the aliens.
Yeah, including the aliens. What their fandom led them to was the greatness of, you know, like hard work and being passionate about something, and, you know, learning and being able to apply those things into other areas, right? So like, they were able to, like, build this great starship or whatever and learn about all these values and stuff by watching this TV show. That was something that they were able to apply. And then, like, if you look at, like, Star Trek or something, just Star Trek, it's like all these people who reflect on Star Trek and say, oh, you know, I became an engineer at NASA because of Star Trek. Because they wanted to see those kinds of things in reality. And I feel like that's kind of what Galaxy Quest is doing, is they're kind of being like, oh, you know, like, these people are learning about these things, and it just sort of validates them. You know, like that. Whereas, like, Ready Player One is just kind of like, it doesn't go beyond the movie itself.
Yeah, make a hot avatar and you'll get a GF.
Exactly. It's just sort of play this game for playing the game's sake, and that's it. There's, like, nothing else to it.
Well, I don't think that's true, because there's a lot of real-world heroism that they go through. But I do agree with your point. I think a point that you were making there is that the value of the IP is inherent in the people who created it and created this story, because I think that we can almost assume that Justin Long's character is kind of like the creator of that movie, right? He must have been somebody who appreciates this genre.
Yeah.
It just comes through in the writing of it and the work of it.
Yeah, it feels really genuine, like, you know, poking fun, but not in like a mean way. That was a little silly.
It's almost like making fun of your own family. Like you can do that because you're part of it.
You're right. It feels gentle.
Yeah.
Which I think is not quite the same, but like, since we touched on Scary Movie, I wanted to come back to it. Scary Movie versus Scream. Because Scream is kind of a jokey Scary Movie as well, but it takes itself seriously enough that it's not Scary Movie, like, disgusting parody. I don't know. I feel like Scary Movie went hard on, we're making fun of Scary Movie tropes, versus Scream, which is still, like, has really scary moments, but it's still poking at, I think, the traditional genre.
Yeah, Scream was a lot more tongue-in-cheek about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot more low-key, and I mean, I'll probably catch shit for saying this, but I feel like it was more, like, highbrow. Like, it was...
Yeah.
Yeah, like... It,
more
like
highbrow than Scary Movie? The movie that rolled a black guy into a joint?
God, I forgot about that. Speaking of highbrow, what do you guys think about if we did a karate movie?
Huh?
Just want to switch gears here for a second, and I think we've kind of gotten to the end of this discussion as far as what can give my writing, but...
Ooh, so I have a pretty good idea for an action-packed karate movie.
Uh-huh.
So he's this...
Dinosaurs.
He's a dinosaur. No, he's this kung fu master, and his family was killed by the main bad guy, and he comes back years later to defeat him. And the bad guy's already changed his identity to who he is, but the main bad guy, he has this special gift that will allow him to beat this new bad guy.
Okay, I know what this is. This is every kung fu movie ever made.
Oh, yeah. More specifically, the best kung fu movie ever made, Kung Pao, Enter the Fist.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also is the same. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd argue that Kung Fury was better.
Humor It is a difficult concept.
Agreed, computer.
Sorry, computer. We can't all be a riot like you. Smug asshole.
Yeah, Kung Pao. I watched that again recently, and although I still appreciate the movie,
Yeah.
I would say on rewatching, it lost a little bit of value.
It's
a little bit.
It doesn't age well. It's not. It doesn't age like wine.
Quick question: when did you watch it for the first time?
I must have been in like 7th grade, 7th, 8th grade.
Would you say the same, Isaac?
Yeah, early teens.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say from the 30 minutes I saw earlier, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, there's fart jokes in it. And
I mean, it was funny and weird, but it is definitely right up middle school humor.
yeah.
I still think all the video editing jokes were very funny. Like
Yeah.
where there's a scene that you didn't see, Malik, where is it the old guy? I forget who it is. Is it Betty walking in? Because they're cutting 2 movies together and from different scenes. And so, although they're having this guy have one conversation, it's clearly 2 different parts of the movie.
Oh, and his clothes
are
I'm a
different.
great magician.
He says, "I'm a great magician," and he keeps saying, "I'm going to change my clothes." And every time it switches, then he goes, "My clothes are blue, my clothes are red," or whatever. And it's like shit like that is still hilarious.
Like
to me.
it's funny. I don't know. I like it. I think it's a good parody just because I mean they go over the top with it and it's dumb. But I don't know. I think like that's what I want, and like just like a stupid turn off your brain, watch this movie kind of thing.
And even in this, I would still say I would bet money that Odenkirk, the creator, loves kung fu movies because it was too good. There was too much attention to
With
detail.
the bad dubs, like the dog that barks, and then like what is it? 20 seconds later, I was like, why can't we hear the dog bark? And then it barked.
Yeah,
Wait.
it barks at the screen. You see it do that, and it lays down and closes its eyes, and then you hear it. Yeah.
No, he did an interview and he said like he loved like all those old kung fu movies and like he grew up watching like all the dubs and stuff like that. So and I mean he's a comedian, so he just had to make it funny. So he was a huge fan of the genre.
Exactly.
The genre.
Yeah.
I don't know though if I'm thinking right now if Austin Powers qualifies in this
As a spoof movie?
as a respectful take. Like it does it show a love for the original?
I think it does if you're talking about Sean Connery.
I think it does just for the whole, because I mean, to me, a parody is it takes the idea of a movie and then just cranks it up to like 11. And I mean, what's the idea of like James Bond, and he's like this sexy, this sexy spy that he gets the ladies and has all these cool gadgets and has like weird enemies. Like that's 100% what Austin Powers is. Yeah, he's super hairy.
Too much body hair.
Yeah.
Sleeps with literally every woman in the show.
Yeah.
The bad guy, Dr. Evil, is just straight up the main guy
Dr. No.
with the cat.
Yeah.
Like it's just straight up what it is.
Yeah.
They have Random Task as Odd Job. Like
Yeah.
Random Task. That is so funny.
Yeah.
I love the movie, but I think that maybe it is. I don't know, but it feels like it isn't because Austin Powers is almost the opposite of Sean Connery.
Yeah.
When he's supposed to be James Bond, the guy himself is this like goofy, happy-go-lucky, respectful of women guy. When Sean Connery is not that. Malika, you and I watched the thing, and doesn't he slap several women in the first few movies?
Yeah.
Just slaps them.
Yeah.
they were getting lippy.
The movie
Drowns them, and then like drowns them in a tub or electrocutes them, and then like has like a funny little pun to say after, like that was a real shocker or something
Yes.
terrible.
Yes.
Well, that's
Yeah.
just part of being a spy.
Yeah, but I feel like that's why they made Austin Powers the way he is. They're like, okay, this is inappropriate, but also, like, what would it take to be a ladies' man in this time period?
Yeah.
Not that.
Yeah.
This thing.
This guy.
I feel like I feel like that is. It kind of makes sense actually that they would do kind of the exact opposite to show the absurdity of the other way.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the jokes are probably kind of like understated, like the bad teeth thing. I didn't get that until I was like, oh, he's British. Okay.
Yeah.
But
How'd you not get it? They said it. That was like her only lines in the first movie.
Oh, but he describes the toothbrush and the floss. He's like, this is a garrote.
Yeah.
And this one, she's like,
Yeah.
no, there's been a lot of advances in the field of dentistry.
You could be a sex.
Yeah.
I like that you brought that up though, Isaac, because I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, where does Austin Powers fit on the spectrum of, quality parody movies. You know?
I think it's a quality parody.
I do.
He does it a bunch. Like in the whole movie. Like there's like near the end of the first one when Dr. Evil locks Austin Powers and the girl up in the room, and he's like, "All right, well, close the door." And then Seth Green's character is like, "No, don't you want to watch him?" He's like, No, we're gonna close it and just assume everything went to plan.
What?
Like that's
a single inept guard. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's like 100% like what Dr. No and all of them did in the
Every
movies.
time.
Yeah. So I say it's a parody because they,
And well done. Yes, they're definitely making fun of it hard, not like Galaxy Quest. They're definitely poking at it. But I think it's easier to do that when you're talking about an iconic movie from the 60s and 70s that was just blatantly sexist. Like, you can't make that endearing. That's the line that no one wants to cross over. But Star Trek was like with the Galaxy Quest, Star Trek was really like forward moving in that. So like that's something you can continue to make positive. But we're watching the old Bond movies and they can be classically entertaining, but come on, they're all racist and sexist and it's not really a good time. So you have to make fun of it in a way that's like, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I think we watched, it was probably the second or third Bond movie, like, ever, with Connery, and as soon as he lands in Jamaica, I was like, oh, no.
Yep.
This is not going to go
It's
well.
gonna be a bad time.
This is not made for me. Skip to the next one. I can do Japan. Whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
Except that, remember, I was like, why does everybody have a Jamaican flag on them? And you're like, no, that's real, though.
Yeah.
It's like, that guy's wearing a Jamaican shirt and a Jamaican flag hat. No, that's real.
They actually just videotaped it. I mean, they just did a camera right there, but...
But I mean, to sort of what Nathan was saying, I mean, I think they... With, like, the James Bond thing, I think it might be just a different style thing, Like, basically, it's just... I think that Galaxy Quest was it was going for more of a smarter feel, whereas Austin Powers was just, dialing it to 11. It's kind of thing.
Sure.
Again, I'm upset that you're saying Austin Powers is lowbrow humor. Well, with the scene about the giant penis ship going into space.
Johnson!
Yeah, which, I don't care. That scene's hilarious.
That looks
I don't
like a
care.
giant pretzels or hot dogs here.
Yeah.
Wait a
Wow, that looks like 2 balls.
Two balls! Yeah. Come on, that scene's hilarious. I don't care what you say.
Do you guys think there's a genre that you can't pick on? Like, have you seen like a
Schindler's List.
Like
His own genre.
No.
Oh, you haven't seen the parody of that?
No, please.
Oh, God. That's what I mean, though. Have you seen like a drama parody movie? Like, we've got teen movies with like we focus on vampires and werewolves, and we'd make that a silly thing, and sci-fi. But how do you make like a
horror scary movie? The scary movies do the horror all the time.
Yeah, but have you done like a drama spoof? It's like, and then my mom
There has to be.
was really my sister, who was my cousin, who
Well,
was,
that's-
like, you don't really
That's
get
just
those.
the last night's Jerry Springer.
Okay,
episode. That's not
yeah.
a movie.
Like,
It's its own parody.
can we not parody drama movies?
There has to be a parody drama.
Can you parody a drama genre?
So I feel like this is kind of a stretch, but just what do you think about like Scrubs? Like most sort of hospital procedurals are sort of drama like ER, whereas Scrubs was comedy. Do you think it's kind of a parody or not?
I think
can
the
go
difference is there is the medical genre parody. You know what I mean? Like, I think like the medical bit is a bit in itself.
So then, and if we're doing stretches, what about something like Big Daddy?
Okay.
All right. So I mean, it's a very serious topic. This child has been separated from his parents, and he's been put with a foster father that initially doesn't want this child and then grows to love the child.
Newspaper. I would call that a dramedy though, and not a drama spoof.
That feels actually.
Yeah.
You know what's weird is Big Daddy kind of feels like Home Alone to me. Like it's like half comedy, half.
Like there's real stuff happening here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's not like.
You forget that Kane always sets up traps all over the ship.
I didn't forget.
That's
but
why you
then-
have that giant iron burn on your head.
Yeah, no, it's very becoming.
Yeah, he's stepping on rakes all the time. So.
But is that because I'm making a drama too big of a genre? Like you're saying ER or like medical shows, that's high drama generally, and so Scrubs is sort of like the funny bit to that. It's not quite a parody because they've
Yeah.
got drama in theirs too.
Yeah, it's not quite a
And then
parody.
they have Children's Hospitals is straight up.
I was
Yeah.
sitting on that.
Yeah.
I was-
sorry.
No,
I
that's
didn't
fine.
mean to steal it.
But
No,
that's-
Children's Hospital.
But that's a specific to this thing, and so is drama just too large of a genre? Do you think to spoof like you do with horror? Or
I'm still not getting what you
sci-fi?
mean.
I mean, like, okay, so you would say there's a sci-fi parody. What would you, when I say sci-fi parody, what movies do you think?
Spaceballs.
Yeah, Spaceballs.
Galaxy Quest. I say horror parodies, you think?
Scream.
Movie.
Scary movie.
yeah.
If I say drama parodies,
Yeah. There has to be one. There's
What
no
do
way
you
there's
say?
not.
Well, I mean,
Baywatch?
okay, so this is
The new one,
Once
the
again,
remake of
this-
Baywatch.
Oh yeah, and what's that? 21
Okay.
Jump Street.
Was that a
Okay.
drama then? Was Baywatch a drama?
Their show was, wasn't it? It wasn't really.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a teen show.
I guess it's kind of an action.
The problem is, like,
What about Tropic Thunder?
yes.
Tropic Thunder.
That's
but that's
fair.
more of an action movie.
Yeah, it's
That's not a
okay.
drama. Yeah, because that's Hot Shots.
Wait. No, I have one.
We
Actually,
parody
I have
cop
one.
shows.
No, I have
Yeah.
one. Casa de.
Oh,
Madre?
Casa de Mi Padre.
Yes,
Casa
yes.
de Mi Padre.
Okay.
Ah, that's good.
But see how hard we had to look for that?
It's few and far between. It's actually, I don't know. Have you've seen
Yes.
it, right?
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was funny.
It's funny.
I think it was just funny because it was Will Ferrell speaking Spanish for 2 hours. But like the movie was funny.
I think it went too long. So
Yeah.
you made the right point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went too long, but it was funny. I love Will Ferrell. He's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I think the closest we can get to parodies of drama are soap operas.
Okay, so I feel like it's kind of a stretch, but if you look at like crime dramas or like noir, like the Naked Gun series, yeah, like that whole thing, the genre that they're parodying there is like dramatic, right? The noir thing,
Oh,
like this,
yeah.
like detective.
Yeah, I think
That-
Naked Gun is
Naked
good.
Gun.
Okay.
You could throw Airplane in there, right? Or is that more
Well,
action?
That's-
I think Airplane is
drama
That's like a
thriller.
disaster movie.
it's a disaster movie.
Disaster movie,
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I think we're just being. I'm being too broad with drama because, like you said, cop movies are under drama generally. Action, no, but like
Yeah, I mean, it's like he's trying to solve a mystery, you know, like who murdered her?
yeah,
You know,
crime
that
noir,
kind of
all
thing.
that with that genre, and that makes sense. Drama.
And then, of course, the soap operas. I mean, I feel like everybody does some sort of soap opera. I feel like soap operas by themselves are like jokes, aren't
Yeah.
they? Like,
Yeah,
it's kind
I mean,
of-
what was it? And I know we all hate him now, but he played Green Goblin. You know what I'm talking
Franco?
about? James Franco was on General Hospital.
Yeah.
And at the time, he was like teaching literature or something, and he's the worst. But like, he definitely did that for a reason, right? Like, I think soap operas are considered like lowbrow acting. And so he did this for something, for some project. And so I think there's definitely a parody, but in a respectful way. Because I don't think he was making fun of them. He was just like, this is a special kind of acting and scene work.
I feel like soap operas are like to actual dramatic work what wrestling is to fighting.
Yes.
Yes.
Real?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, cool.
Filled with passion and shirtless men.
Yeah.
I feel like
Well, that's Nathan's memoir title.
Filled with passion and shirtless men.
Solid.
A reflection of life by Nathan.
Of life, not his life.
Just of life and my musings.
His memoirs aren't from his perspective.
No, it's from one of the shirtless men.
that sounds right.
A shirtless man number 3. I thought Nathan was down in the dumps.
He numbered himself?
And he wasn't one.
He counted the notches above your bed. So Shaun of the Dead. I'm just going to go straight into that.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
no shirtless men in that.
This is
Not a genre.
Oh no, there is a shirtless man.
yes. No, that's definitely my choice for like one of my favorite parody spoof.
And
movies
that's
of all
not just spoofing zombies, but action disaster movies in general.
I think it's more just zombies.
You think just zombie?
I mean, I think it's pretty heavy zombie because, like, I learned a couple of things just as one reference. The restaurant that Sean calls and tries to get a reservation at is named after like a famous zombie horror director. Like his name. So like everything in that movie is like a reference to something. If you don't
Interesting.
know it, yeah.
You got red on you.
You got right on you, yeah. Apparently, him making that like monkey.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what is it? Nick Frost.
Nick Frost.
doing the monkey
ooh,
thing is
ooh.
also a reference. It's like everything is
really?
a reference. Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway,
I
I
feel
love
like
it.
if you knew every reference, that's got to be really just killing the immersion for you, right? It's like, God, this is
and now we're back to Ready Player One.
I'm just saying that I hope that if I become a zombie, you guys keep me like chained up playing video games.
Yeah, we'll chain you up in the shed out back.
Which video game would you want to be playing?
Tetris. Probably Tetris.
That actually makes sense. Okay. That's like actually the perfect pick.
Except I'm a zombie, so it's just them stacking on top of each other forever, right? In a straight line upwards.
You could probably get a line or two.
Okay.
It goes right to what we were talking about with like a clear love of the genre. Like you don't make that movie if you didn't really appreciate the genre.
But I think that's Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, though, right? Like they also did Hot Fuzz, which is a parody on cop movies. Like the two of them are just, and they're also, I don't know if you guys saw Spaced. It was a TV show. It's British. But you can see their love for, was it Star Trek and Star Wars? They make tons of references to Star Wars in that. Like they're just nerds. And then Simon Pegg is in Star Trek.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's the passion that comes from somebody who really cares about it. That's how you know it's going to be quality.
And Nick Frost was in the newest Star Wars.
Nick Frost too?
Yeah, he was in the R2-D2.
Shut up.
You know what? You didn't notice it was way bigger?
He's too
It
bad.
was way bigger than it should have been.
I can't believe you didn't notice.
Everybody made fun of it, but like that's why. They wanted to get a big name on there.
His dark hair sticking out.
Yeah.
People hated on the new Star Wars, but not that part.
Yeah. He was beeping in British.
Beep boop.
That was actually perfect.
I could have sworn that was Nick Frost sitting right next to me.
In the R2-D2.
In the
I swear I had points to make about Shaun of the Dead. I don't know what they were.
No, I'm just thinking about Nick Frost.
I love it. You know, I love the it brings everybody together, right? The whole idea is they're hunting down all of their friends to get to the pub. But my favorite part of Shaun of the Dead is when they run into their counterparts.
Oh, the other group.
Yeah, so they all assemble and then they're like, oh, hi.
Yeah, they all have doppelgangers.
Yeah, and the doppelganger for Simon Pegg is the girl that he was with in Spaced. The actress.
Yeah, I was looking at the trivia for it, and
Yeah.
they made several references to the fact
Daisy
that they were
in Spaced.
doing some fan service with a lot of things.
Yeah.
That whole how's that for a bit of fried gold is apparently also from one of their shows.
Yeah.
Like it was coined in that show, so they were like making nods to the
that's
fans.
neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Well, also the guy who's their roommate, the one who gets the
Serafian, right?
zombie first.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also in Spaced as like the jerk ex-boyfriend or something. Or no, the new girl's boyfriend or yeah. It was just like watching Shaun of the Dead was just like watching space grow up.
Well-
Spaced and then zombies happen.
It freaked me out because I was watching it today actually, and when he's in the store and all his coworkers are sick or whatever, so Sean is taking over as the de facto manager for the moment.
Yeah.
The guy makes some joke about him being old, and he goes, "What? I'm 29. What are you like, 21?" And the guy goes, 17. And he's like,
Yeah.
He feels so old.
his
Yeah.
hair's thinning, and like,
He looks bad though.
I was like, oh my god, you're 29.
Ugh. But he's managing an electronics store, so that's a big thing when everyone else is out.
He's just the most senior member. He's
Yeah.
not even the manager.
Listen, he's doing all right.
I love that though. I love that movie, and I think it's one of the best examples for me of like the hero's journey. It's just,
That's
I mean,
fair.
there's so many things that you like, so many stories, probably most that you could follow the circle, but in this one specifically, I was actually like nudging the computer. It was getting mad because I was watching it, and I was just like, this is the transformation.
Look
This
at
is the revelation.
it.
This is the call to action or whatever. And he was, yes, I get it.
He's like, shut up, this is my favorite part.
I've literally read a book.
They're throwing CDs at a zombie. This is my favorite part. Stop nudging me.
It's such an iconic scene though when they're in the pub and like Queen's playing and they're just like, I can just always picture they've got the sticks for
Cricket
pool.
bats?
Oh, is it cricket bats?
No,
Where they're
no.
just like, it's the
Cue
pool
sticks.
scenes.
Cue
Yeah, and they're
sticks.
just like hitting them to the beat of Don't Stop Me. It's beautiful. It's like in my brain forever.
No, it's a great. I mean, there's just so much artistry in that movie. They do such a good job in general. Frost and Pegg, when they're like in interviews and stuff, they're just like
They're funny.
they're brilliant. I don't know what else to
Yeah.
say. I'm gushing really.
It's like what we all strive to be, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like two buds nerding out about their fandom, like, and being successful.
Yeah. They're just having fun, making what they want, throwing their buddies in the movie.
You know, I hate Jar Jar Binks. I'm going to make a show where I talk about that.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the short they did as C-3PO and R2-D2 though?
No.
No.
You've seen it. I must have shown you guys
Okay,
that.
I don't remember it.
Oh, it's so good. I don't know why I asked you that and got mad at you for saying
Yeah.
no. I didn't mean that. I just meant like.
I mean, how dare you?
Ugh.
It's
Well-
a loaded question. You just want to get mad.
I know
at
you
us.
guys don't know, but every once in a while I like show people YouTube videos that I'm like really into. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You
Sometimes I
spend
do.
hours looking for them.
Doesn't sound like Isaac.
In front of you.
He seems like if he brought something up on YouTube and nobody's seen it, he just kind of let it go.
Right. Exactly. So
Just like how none of us have seen this video. I'm sure he's fine with that.
I'm twitching.
I know you have your phone out. You're quickly YouTubing.
I'm getting mad, but I really need to get back to writing. What do you guys think about getting in one of these Matrix-like chairs that would, instantly transport you into fictional world?
I don't know. Last time it shocked me really bad.
Do we get to pick the world?
Oh, we get to pick it on this side.
Oh, now
So-
I'm really worried.
Like the host picks,
Right. Kane, it would be like The Matrix.
which is not a parody of anything, by the way.
It's
No,
not.
that's real life.
Has been parodied a lot though, which
Yeah.
is a statement. Actually, in Kung Pao, they do.
They do
Matrix
they do it a couple
reference,
times. Yeah. Like every movie after The Matrix came out, had a Matrix thing with the bullets and all that jazz.
That's true. Yeah.
The Scary Movie has a parody in it.
Yeah. Like
Actually-
if you make a parody movie, you have to parody The Matrix. I think it's a law.
Yeah, it gets a little old for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you got to do another one of these like backwards bending dodging the bullets.
Yeah,
Like, we all loved it.
Yeah, no, it was cool, but
Well, they do it in some movies, I think, without parodying. Like, did you see, what was it, Wanted? It's got Angelina Jolie where they, like, bend bullets
they bend
and
the
stuff.
bullets,
Like, that feels very Matrixy, but I don't think they were trying to do that. It just, like, it's a thing now.
I don't know if that movie would have existed without the Matrix, though.
Oh, yeah,
No
I mean,
movie would have.
Oh, true.
Because we're living in the Matrix, and it's all false.
You remember that part in the Matrix where Neo says Rosebud?
Yes, of course. And it was his childhood sled. the whole
Right.
time.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
That's what the Matrix was. It was
Yeah.
just his childhood sled.
The whole Matrix was just baby Neo on a sled in his childhood. So, okay, Isaac, if you want ideas, what if we do like a medieval thing? Like, what if we do like, King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, right? That's cool, right?
With bunnies.
With bunnies. And we make it humorous, and there's hand grenades, and the French are ridiculous.
No, actually,
That
I like
sounds
this.
true.
No, this
Yeah.
is pretty good. Is this from historical data that you have, or
To my knowledge, I believe these events are real.
okay? Keep going.
Yeah, so let's see. Lancelot is a scientist trying to burn or save witches who may or may not be made out of wood. Prince Robin is a bit of a coward, but he's very brave.
My God, this is fire! I can't even type fast enough.
They let's see. On their quest, they meet a powerful sorcerer named Tim.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Let's see.
That's a good name for a powerful
Yeah.
sorcerer.
Right?
So would he be played by like Tim Allen or?
No. Just I'd imagine there'd be like just a central crew of maybe about 4 or 5 gentlemen, and they'll play multiple roles.
And they're British.
They'll all be British.
Wait a minute.
Skinny.
What?
Hold on.
Huh.
I know what this
And-
is.
No, I feel like I've seen this.
Yeah, this is getting kind of familiar. Hold on. Is
No,
this?
no, it's different from whatever you're thinking. Okay, and so then they have to cross this bridge where they have to answer questions.
No. This is an improv group. This is Kane. What is it? Whitest Kids You Know, right?
Is there a chastity belt in that one? Am I confused?
Yeah. No. There are the opposite. All the nurses want to sleep with is it Lancelot? Galahad.
The pure, right?
Galahad. Yeah, Galahad the chaste. All the nurses want to sleep with him, and then Lancelot's the one that comes in and saves him. It's like no. I want to stay.
Right. Oh, let me have a little bit of peril.
Yeah. No, it's too perilous.
Yeah.
Are you quoting something now?
What are you, gay? Sorry.
We moved on. We stopped beating around the bush. It's Monty Python on the Holy Grail.
So did Galahad.
Oh!
Seriously though, that was a time.
This is very disrespectful.
I think I liked Life of Brian more.
Life of Brian was. I don't know. I grew up watching Holy Grail,
Sure.
and I don't know. It's just hilarious. Like every scene is funny, and like all the little things. Like when you learn like more about it, makes it like the coconuts
Yeah.
were because they didn't have money to buy horses, so they banged coconuts and they're like, oh fuck it, we'll throw it in because that's hilarious.
It's funnier. Yeah.
And Tim, the sorcerer, is named Tim because the actor forgot what his he had like a real name, and they're like, what is your name? And he's like, Tim, and they just rolled with it.
They loved it,
like stuff like that. That's why I love the movie. It's hilarious.
It's great.
No, Monty Python is obviously they're just masters of comedy, but I don't know. I saw Some Life of Brian. I'm still gonna go Holy Grail because, like you said, so much genuine stuff in that. I think because it was their first one.
Yeah.
There's so much.
Was it their first one?
Yeah, I believe Holy Grail was the first one because they actually ran out of money, and like he said, it comes through in the movie a bunch. The animator part was just like part of it, right? They didn't. They couldn't pay the animator anymore.
Yeah, they actually ran out of money.
They ran out of time, so that's why they have that weird ending that doesn't resolve anything, or they ran out of film or something. And the movie actually wouldn't have even been able to be made if Ringo Starr of the Beatles hadn't financed it.
Mr. Cleese, I'd like to finance your movie.
That was spot on.
Oh, was Ringo Starr here?
Just for a moment.
Yeah.
I think I need to readjust my voice actuators.
No, I thought that was perfect.
No, this is better than anything we could have done.
It was a robot Ringo Starr.
Yes, you did!
I don't think he knows who Ringo is, though, because he's got the John Lennon glasses on.
Yeah, he's a little all over the place.
But
He's not even our best drummer.
I'm also wearing that Slash hat, so...
Yeah,
I'm kind of mixed up.
He's just got his classic rock all mixed up.
parachute pants.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
What? That's not even rock. That's not even rock music.
Okay, wait, guys. We got to narrow this down. We have to narrow this down.
Okay.
What are your favorite... Not even favorite. What are the best parody movies of all time? Not necessarily favorite, because I think we kind of ran through probably our favorites, but...
You know why it's so hard to narrow down? Because Nielsen's in, 4 of the top best spoof movies.
Yeah, I just put Leslie Nielsen. That's the best parody movie.
Dracula Dead and Loving It, Airplane,
Naked Gun.
All of them. Was it Naked Gun 2.5? What was the number on that?
I think it was 2, no, I think the second one was 3, wasn't it?
It might have been.
Didn't they, they just skipped it and they did 3?
Yeah.
Naked Gun isn't Mel Brooks, though, right?
No.
No.
There's this...
Coen Brothers?
There's this... I actually don't know. That's a little embarrassing, but there's a scene in... I think it's the second Naked Gun, and I'm derailing us a second here, but Kane, just back me up on this. Disturbed me to my core when I was a child. It's when he has the hot girl in the dressing room. Do you remember that?
Give me more.
He has this hot girl in the dressing room with him, and she's trying to sexually assault him. I swear, it's really weird. But she takes her pants off, and in the shadow, you can just see their silhouettes, and her, I guess, supposed to be penis, unrolls, but it looks like Gonzo's nose or something. It comes straight out.
Yes.
It's not even the idea. I don't think it's the idea of somebody who looks like a female having a penis. It was just this is disgusting.
The way that's
it's like a tentacle. It was so gross.
I do remember that because it was the shadow, he was in a tent or something. You could see the walls.
Yeah.
The shadow.
I think that movie's actually Spy Hard. I think that's what that is. It's not one of the Naked Guns. It's actually Spy Hard.
Really? Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, it was.
It was one of the later ones.
That was one of my favorite jokes in it. It's a dick for. It's a dick for. Pissing. Come on, it's such a good joke.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that.
Oh, but no.
Yeah.
I think they ended up copying that joke in Austin Powers, right?
They did the tent thing.
I mean, there's just only so many penis jokes. Come on, guys. But yeah, I think that's why it's hard to narrow it down to top favorites, because Leslie Nielsen just kills the show. But,
sure.
I think one of my favorites might be Galaxy Quest or Shaun of the Dead. I mean, Dracula Dead and Loving It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I think I actually saw that as my first Dracula movie. I went to rewatch it recently and I was like, oh, this is just Dracula. And I was like, oh, wait.
This is how
Bram Stoker wrote Dracula.
Yeah.
And then give him another enema.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that shit's hilarious. But I really want to say, what do you think is critically the best? Objectively the best?
Critically.
Like snob best?
Well, if you were trying to if there was some sort of objective rating system for parody movies, what do you think would be
Rotten
number
Tomatoes, right? That's the ultimate source of critical evaluation of film. Right?
Kane, what do you think is the greatest parody movie of all time?
Oh, so not critics like Roger Ebert, but you as a nerd.
Objectively, what's the best one? Not necessarily your favorite. I know that can be confusing, but I'm trying to...
I have to set this calculation to run. Let me get my funny processors on this. I gotta analyze it for a minute.
You're gonna hear his hard drive clicking.
Yeah, there's so many fans coming on to cool him down now.
You hear that old school modem noise from the 90s?
Yeah.
It clicked on.
Nathan, what do you think?
While he's doing that, yeah.
I gotta say it's Airplane. Airplane. It's just it's because I think one of the things that I think they did it is that they were all serious, and I heard that aside from like Leslie Nielsen, like almost all the actors in it were like serious actors, like they only did like dramas and stuff prior to Airplane, and then so there are all these serious actors being very serious. And the movie's just ridiculous. So it's got to be Airplane. Like the way they just kind of jump all over.
It's got so many quotable lines.
Everything in that movie is just hilarious. And
excuse me, sir, I speak jive.
Yeah, come on, it's so funny. And he has a drinking problem, and it's a cockpit. What is it? It's a little room where all the pilots sit. That's not important. Come on, like to me personally, I think that is the best parody spoof of the any kind of, I guess it's a disaster movie.
Nathan, have you ever been to Turkish prison?
Surely you can't be serious. I am. Don't call me Shirley. Like, come on, those are great lines. Like, those are hilarious.
I think that's really funny, but I think if I'm going to say, like, critically, I think it's Shaun of the Dead. Just for, like, storyline, what's happening. Because it stands alone, even if you separate it from its points that it's making, which is definitely spoofing. But in, like, we were talking about Galaxy Quest in a respectful way, I just think, especially after hearing about the restaurant being quoting from a director's name, it just well thought out. Not as funny, but I think most well done.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
answer.
There's so much, like, we already went on this, but I love the beginning when they're making everyone into zombies, even before they're zombies.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, where he's
Yeah.
like shuffling.
He goes into the
Oh.
store, and it's like, yeah.
I think that the best one in terms of like just if we were to just go with like jokes per minute, I feel like it's got to be Monty Python. I don't think that that's necessarily my favorite one to watch, but like I just feel like there's so much humor, like Nathan was saying earlier, like in there, just packed in. Like you don't even catch all the jokes that are in there. Just every minute, every time. I feel like I have to go with Monty Python for like critical like.
So then you're saying the jokes are the most important part of a spoof or a parody movie.
Well, I'm going for comedy.
Gotcha.
You know, the comedy element of it, but
Fair.
in terms of like the spoof, I might go with Robin Hood Men in Tights. I don't know. I always just really love
I forgot all about that one.
I really love it. Like,
I was just forcing Malik to watch it, and she did not care for it. I just want to put that
Come
into the
on.
room.
Did she get to the
Did
Abe
I
Lincoln joke?
Did I say I didn't care for it?
I know you.
Come on, Hey, Blinken.
Did you say Abe Lincoln?
Like, come on, that joke's hilarious.
I guess I just was expecting it to be funnier.
Impossible. It can't be.
Okay.
That's the one with the chastity belt.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's funny.
I charge you to cross this river.
So I agree with you, Kane. I think objectively speaking, I would say Holy Grail is the best parody movie of all
would
time.
you say it's the Holy Grail of parody movies?
No.
Oh.
Why are you like this?
But I want to give a shout out, since you said mine, to
Who said yours?
Kane did.
Oh.
I want to give a shout out to the Family Guy Star Wars episodes.
Yeah, that's really good.
They're so
Yeah,
well
good.
done.
Those are actually good. Yeah.
Again, by fans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can tell how much they cared about this, and they were making
Yep.
jokes about like in shit, like obscure shit, or things that like only fans really care about.
Yeah.
What do you get paid by the laser now? You know, when they're shooting the big death laser.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was so good, and it makes sense. Seth Green's on the crew and everything, and he's
Yeah.
obviously a super fan, and yeah.
Oh, Seth Green. What a beautiful tiny man.
Oh my god.
Who's a big fan of parodies, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got no work done.
Huh?
But I think you've got plenty
Yeah,
of
I've
ideas.
got plenty to work with. Right?
No, all we did was talk about spoofs again.
But I'd love to see
Yeah.
all of these in my dreams.
Yeah, so we have left you with plenty to work with, Isaac. I think, when we go to bed tonight, we're gonna have awesome dreams.
So it's really sweet material.
You know what? You're right. I bet all of you are going to have awesome dreams tonight.
Oh, good.
Are you threatening us?
No, what do you mean? I would never threaten you guys.
That sounds threatening.
No, it's fine. Let me just set up here in front of the dream machine, and you guys head off to bed. I just have a little bit of work to do here.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of claws on that screen. But you said they're going to be good dreams, right?
Uh-huh.
And don't worry, I'll just be patrolling your sleeping quarters to make sure nothing happens to you.
I'm really scared to sleep tonight.
Malik, before you go, you like Alan Rickman.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Right, as Snape.
I don't know what that means. I mean, yeah, he was a good Snape, but like, I don't want Snape in my nightmares. What's he getting at?
Kane, evil laugh. More of a cackle. Can you give me a cackle? That's the one. I like that. All right. Anyway, I just want to thank you all for coming.
You're going to want to do that
Why'd you say it with such contempt? Thank you for coming. Means a lot.
It's the most awkward end to sex ever.
God damn it. No, look at me in my eyes when I talk to you.
That's too good. No. Thank you for... Anyway.
Anyway, I just want to say thank you all for coming. All.
You all.
As I look out at the sea of faces.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's part of it. No, we just made a joke. And
Okay. Get it together. It's not funny.